It looks like Jonathan Major's past is catching up with him in a big way. After more than 2 years since the messy domestic violence incident with his ex-girlfriend, Grace Jabari, a new audio has surfaced that seems to prove his guilt. For the longest time, Jonathan maintained his innocence, insisting that he never laid a hand on her. His new girlfriend, Meagan Good, stood by him through the whole ordeal, even showing up in court to support him. They got engaged, and many thought they were headed for a fairy tale ending. But now, it looks like their future together might be in jeopardy. The leaked audio, which was published by Rolling Stone reportedly shows Jonathan admitting to putting his hands on Grace, just like she claimed. This has caused a major uproar, with fans now questioning Meagan's decision to stand by him all this time. There's even speculation that Meagan may have already dumped him, as she's not willing to go down with him if the truth comes out. The big question now is, did Meagan know about Jonathan's guilt all along, or has he been lying to her, just as he lied to the public? This new revelation is especially shocking because Jonathan had just begun to rebuild his image after the scandal. He convinced many people that the allegations were exaggerated and that it was just a lover's spat blown out of proportion, part of a larger agenda to tear down another successful black man. A lot of people bought into this narrative, but now it seems the truth is harder to deny. Jonathan was found guilty of misdemeanor assault and harassment, but was acquitted of more serious charges like third-degree assault and second-degree aggravated harassment. He avoided jail time, receiving probation, and being ordered to complete a domestic violence intervention program. Considering the charges, many felt he got off lightly, while others still believed in his innocence. But with this new audio, it seems Jonathan might have been hiding the truth from all of us, and from Meagan as well.
I never wrestled with a woman before. It's just, I've never hide everything.
You stranded me and pushed me against the
car.
car.
All the things are under address.
Yeah.
That's never happened to me. So
because I said something sarcastically, if in your eyes.
Clearly it's more than that.
Yeah.
Clearly that.
Something inside of you.
Yeah.
It seems like Jonathan Major's legal troubles and personal life have been making quite a stir. The case, which began back on March 23 2 years ago, has had a lot of ups and downs. The accusations against him, coupled with some controversial actions from his lawyer, have definitely added fuel to the fire. From the beginning, it was clear the case had a shady vibe, especially when Jonathan hired legal representation almost immediately after the accusations surfaced. Unfortunately, his lawyer's strategy of releasing text messages between Jonathan and Grace to prove his innocence backfired. Instead of clearing his name, the texts seemed to suggest guilt, painting Jonathan in a more negative light. In the text exchanges, Grace appeared to take the blame for the incident, claiming she tried to grab his phone, which led to the altercation. However, in another set of messages, Jonathan warned Grace about the potential consequences of going to the hospital and how her statements could lead to an investigation, even if she lied about the situation. Grace seemed to be trying to cover for him, saying she would tell the doctor she bumped her head, and was even concerned about the potential fallout of telling the truth. In one particularly alarming text, Jonathan expressed feelings of despair, hinting at harming himself, which only made things worse. These texts definitely didn't help his case, and his lawyer's defense that Jonathan was the victim of a woman having an emotional crisis didn't hold up well in the public eye. As the trial approached, Jonathan started dating actress Meagan Good, which caused quite a stir. Fans and critics alike were suspicious, with some feeling he was trying to use the relationship to rehabilitate his image. Meagan, who had been by his side throughout the trial, even attended court during the proceedings. She was there when he was found not guilty of the more serious charges, but things didn't stop there. Sources revealed that Meagan was financially supporting Jonathan, including paying for a $75,000 dog training bill, which raised eyebrows. There was talk that she was covering his expenses, and some questioned if she was making a huge sacrifice for a man with such a controversial reputation. Meagan's friends, too, seemed concerned about her involvement with Jonathan, but despite the backlash, she stood by him. However, if things continue this way, it seems like Meagan might end up struggling with her finances, as she's reportedly covering a lot of his bills.
Friends advise you, like, he's in the middle of legal troubles. Why don't you wait a beat? Why don't you wait to see how everything kind of shakes out?
Yeah, every friend advises me.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, one thing I know is I can always look myself in the mirror when I trust my spirit, when I trust God, when I ask God, and when I, move to the beat of my own drum. I can always look and say, okay, I'm proud of that. No matter whatever happens, I have peace in my heart, I have harmony in my heart. And it's only when I do something based on someone else saying, well, I think you should do this. And I take everyone I love's opinion and advice into account for sure. But at the end of the day, I'm the one who has to live my life, and I'm the one who has to, get to heaven one day prayerfully and give God an account of what I did. And so I want to be responsible for the choices.
She disregarded this advice and proceeded to get engaged. There's been a lot of speculation about Meagan Good's relationship with Jonathan Majors ever since the leaked audio confirmed that he did, in fact, put his hands on his ex, Grace Jabari. While they haven't announced a wedding date or confirmed any wedding plans, fans are now urging Meagan to get out of the relationship immediately. Not only has Jonathan lied about his actions toward Grace, but he also put Meagan in a tough spot by opening her up to backlash from his fans, who accused her of lying and manipulating the court with her white woman tears. Now that we know the truth, many feel that Meagan has been misled and should distance herself from him as quickly as possible. Behind the scenes, there have been people who have warned about Jonathan's true nature for a while. Filmmaker A.B. Allen tweeted over a month before the DV allegations surfaced, suggesting that a certain actor who had recently gained popularity was a cruel and manipulative person in both his personal and professional life. While Allen didn't mention Jonathan by name, when the allegations came to light, people quickly pointed back to his tweet, and Allen confirmed that it was indeed about Jonathan Majors. Another person, Tim Nicolay, who worked with Jonathan on Broadway, didn't hold back. He tweeted that Jonathan had a reputation as a sociopath within the Yale and broader NYC community, and everyone who knew him spoke about him that way. Nicolay expressed frustration that it took this long for Jonathan's behavior to be publicly addressed. Fans are now questioning Meagan's judgment for sticking by Jonathan through all of this, with many dragging her online. They're calling out her decision to get into a relationship with someone who has been accused of hurting his ex, especially after her previous marriage to preacher Devin Franklin. Some feel that Meagan's choice to stand by Jonathan makes no sense, considering the allegations against him. The big question is whether Meagan will continue to stand by Jonathan, or if this will be the breaking point for her. Will she choose to walk away, or will she stay loyal to him, despite everything that's come to light? Fans are waiting to see how this unfolds, and there's a lot of curiosity about whether she'll make the difficult decision to leave. What do you think? Will Meagan stay with Jonathan, or will she walk away?